Hey there, it's Coach G. Welcome to today's strength workout. If you're part of our 14-day challenge, this will be workout number 2 on your schedule. We're going to be building on what we did in number 1, in our strength workout number 1. And this time we're going to be focused a little bit more on the resistance or the weight. I did bring something kind of fun to show you because we tend to rationalize things and our body just wants to find reasons, our brain just wants to find reasons why we don't want to do something. So you go, well, I don't have weights. Okay, well I'm going to show you that with some resistance bands you can do exactly the same exercises and get the effect that you want. But what if you don't have resistance bands? What if you don't have dumbbells? Well, guess what? You can use a bottle of vinegar. You can just make sure the cap's done really, really well. You can use a bottle of laundry detergent. You can use a heavy book. Remember all those encyclopedias that are hidden in the basement? Anything that's going to give your muscles a bit more work is progress. And we're focused on progress, not perfection. We're going to get better and stronger and fitter as we go on. So for this, it's 3 rounds. We're going to take a minute between each round. We're not going to have as much break this time. And we're going to take probably 30 seconds between the exercises just to reset ourselves. So this one we're going to do in what we call a superset, which means we're going to do all 3 rounds of the exercise at one time. Once we finish that, then we'll take a short break and we'll move it and set up and we'll move into the next workout. I also want you to just notice that today I'm actually barefoot. And I get questions all the time. Should I wear runners? Should I be barefoot? Again, it's whatever works for you. The most important thing is that you've got a stable surface to work out on where you're not going to slip. A lot of people who do very intense weightlifting actually prefer to have a shoe that has no lift to it, so it's not changing the angle of the body. We're getting started. You wear what's comfortable. You wear nice, easy fitting clothes and get ready. So if you haven't done your warm-up yet, I want you to pause this video, go back to the warm-up video, do your warm-up, and then we'll get started. Our first exercise today is called a good morning. And a good morning is a hip exercise. It's a hip extension exercise. One of the things I want you to start doing when you're working out is really concentrating on the muscle that you're supposed to be working during it. That really helps you with your form. And when you're feeling it in the right spot, you're also training your brain to go, okay, this is how I'm supposed to move during the exercise. So the good morning we focused on before, it's a hip hinge. So if I'm standing, I'm nice and tall, my shoulders are back and down. Again, I'm contracting my abs slightly so that there's an activation here. That's the bonus. We're always getting a little bit of an ab workout. And I want you to think about nice soft knees. You're nice and strong. Everything's aligned. This is your power pose. Stand in your power. Now, I'm going to push my hips back. So it's almost like maybe there's a door or something behind me that I'm trying to push out of the way. And I'm going to push, 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 push. As soon as I start to feel that really intense stretch in my hamstrings, that's as far as I'm going. And I want to keep everything very, very close to my body. At that point, that's the trigger. I'm going to push up. And again, it starts like a squat. It starts from my heels. I'm transferring energy. And I'm pushing up, and I'm focusing on my hip flexors, standing back up and pushing to the wall. So if you're a beginner, you're going to be focused on just the movement. Just think about the movement. No resistance whatsoever. You can have your hands here, you can have your hands here, you can have your hands here, you can even have them out here for balance. And we're coming down, coming down, coming down, and now I'm pushing those hips forward. If you need something a little bit more, look at the variations. I'm going to grab a dumbbell. I want a little bit of resistance. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to balance it up here, and I'm going to go for 10. Again, my neck is neutral. I'm not straining my neck. My shoulders are back and down, and I'm standing in my power. And here we go. Exhale on the way up. Eight, 9, and 10. Take a short break, reset, give your hips a little swivel. And again, I want you to think about pushing forward, not lifting from your back. That's going to create some lower back issues for yourself, and that's not what we're working. This is where we're working. Let's set up, let's do that again. In our position of power. Ready? We're going for 10. Standing up nice and strong. Again, give your hips a little wiggle. You're going to be feeling it a bit in your glutes as you activate, as you move forward. Your hip extension. You should not be feeling it in your low back. Make sure that your back doesn't have a curve in it, that you're pulling that pelvis under, and you're nice and strong. Last time on your good mornings. Ready? Here we go. And see, I keep my elbows tucked in close to my body. That way, I'm not tempted for my arms to move. All I'm doing is I'm adding weight to the movement, forcing my muscles to work a bit harder. But I can still focus on my form. And one more. Nice. We're going to move down to the mat now into a glute bridge. And again, this is a hip and a glute exercise. We're focused on our lower body. These are some of the biggest muscles in our body. We really want to focus on them. How you progress or modify this exercise is by how far or how close your feet are to your glutes. So where are your heels? But I want you to feel like you're pushing those heels into the ground, and the movement is quite simple. Now I'm thinking about pushing my hips up to the ceiling, but I'm not arching my back. It's a simple lift. I'm going to try and come down to a hover. I do not want to touch the mat as I come down, and I'm going for 10. Ready? Here we go. And down, take a quick break. If you're finding that that's easy for you, for some people, that's going to be pretty intense in your hips. At the top, I want you to have a slight engagement of your glutes. Well, hello, Zoe. Thank you for joining us today. This is real, people. And I know in your life, you're going to have kids, dogs, doorbells, deliveries, all of that. So we'll work around her. It's fine. All right. I'm going to spin around so you can see me. All right. If you want to add some more resistance, I'm going to put a dumbbell on. I'm going to get back down into my position. I'm just going to let that rest there. I'm going to tuck my heels fairly close in. And again, I'm just thinking about pushing up to the sky. I'm keeping my spine neutral. I'm activating my glutes. I am not squeezing. You'll hear people say, squeeze your butt at the top. And if you do that, there's the chance that you might arch your back. And again, you might find, and one more, 10, that you injure yourself. And we really don't want that. See, even Zoe thinks this is hard work. All right. Take a quick break, reset, and check in with yourself. How did you feel? Right? Workouts are all about feedback. So let's take that feedback and let's go into our final set. Rest your shoulders on the ground. And again, we're not trying to arch. We're just trying to lift our hips right up to the ceiling. Here we go for 10. Ready? Exhaling as you come up. Think about pushing here. You're going to feel a slight bit of pressure. You want to intensify, hold there for a second. Drop, up, hold. 3, 2, and 1. And rest. All right, let's reset for our next exercise. Looks like our cheerleader's gonna hang out for a while. That's okay. I'll be checking the video later. She may not be in it. We need to move her out of the way so you can see me. So now we're gonna move into a chest press. Again, there's lots of options for this. If you've got a stability ball and you want to challenge yourself, I'm going to throw that in the modifications for you. That's a great way. You can do this on a bench if you have one. But for a lot of us, you know, we've got just our mat. So if you're looking for the mods, you can find them on either side of the screen, and so you can follow those. So chest press. I want you to think back to workout 1 and our arm placement, right? That W. So that is our movement in our chest press. So I want you to get yourself set up. I'm going to show you a modification with bands in the inset. So have a look at that if that's where you're at or if that's what you've got for equipment. I'm going to have my palms facing my feet, right? And I'm in a nice stable position. And I'm coming up and down. And I'm kind of pushing a little bit ahead and down. 3. Exhale. And take a quick break. So again, watch, I'm not way up here. That's going to put undue stress on my shoulder. I don't want you to do that. Think about dropping those elbows. Think about that W where you're coming up to meet and back down. Let's go for another 10 here. Ready? Here we go. And rest. Give yourself a second to reset. Now, the third round's always the hardest in a superset because that's when we're starting to feel fatigued. So I really want you to concentrate on your form in this particular round. Ready? One more round of 10. And go. Up strong. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. And come back up to sitting. Nice work, everybody. That pushing and pulling motion is so important. It helps our posture. I look back at photos 20, 25 years ago and I really had kind of that rounded, hunched posture. And I work at a desk a lot, you know, preparing the workouts and things like that for my clients. And I kind of have to really focus on keeping those shoulders rolled back and down. But I would say my back, I have far less back problems and I have better posture than I did 20 years ago. And that's because I'm focusing on working these mirrored muscles. All right, we're gonna move into band pull-aparts. So we've worked on our push, Now we're going to work on our pull. You're going to need a band. Bands come in all shapes and sizes. Sometimes you have a TheraBand, which you may have gotten from a physiotherapist, or again, you can order a lot of this stuff online, or can get it at your local stores. Here in Canada, we have Winners or Marshalls. They've always got sets. Any of the big department stores. You don't have to invest a lot to get a good workout. So I'm going to show you with a couple of different bands. This really is a band workout and not a dumbbell exercise. So I'm going to take, these are kind of common. So I'm going to take it, but I don't want slack here. I want to be here, right? My palms are facing up and I'm pulling out. And I'm not letting the band snap back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, you may be burning a bit here, and that's okay. So, just give yourself a reset. I'm going to choke up a little bit more. That's a nice part about a resistance band. If you want it to be harder, then take a bit more of the slack out of it. So again, I'm going to raise this up. I'm going to roll my shoulders back and down so I know they're in good position. I'm standing in my power, and I'm going for another 10. Oh, there, I can feel that one. Two more. You have one more set. So there's a good example of where we talk about the rate of perceived exertion, which I talked about in workout 1. So I finished that. I probably only had 1 or 2 reps left in the tank before my body would have gone, yep, I'm done. So now I'm working at about an 8, right? Because I've only got about 2, maybe 3 reps left in the tank. So then I know I'm pushing my muscles more to the top end of their range. So this first week, I want you to be at like a 5, a 6, where you still feel like you've got a little bit left in the tank, especially in a superset, because your fatigue is compounding, right? We're going into that last round. So I'm going to actually take a hair off it for the last round and complete the last set of exercises with a tiny bit more slack. The other thing I want you to focus on is what muscles we're working. So I want you to think about if I was standing behind you, which I often do with my clients, and I have my finger right in the middle of your back, that those shoulder blades are wrapping and almost trying to touch my finger. That's what you want to be focused on. Again, stand in your power. Let's go for 10. Wrap those shoulder blades. Six, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And release. There, I can feel that. Never discount a band. I remember a couple of years ago during COVID, I was training a large group of people. And, we were doing a lot of work with weights when we were able to be in a gym. And a number of people poo-pooed the resistance bands because I said, okay, we're going to do resistance band work. We were able to be in groups, small groups together. And I said, we're going to have our own set of bands at our own mat and be, socially distanced so that we can still work effectively together. And it didn't take very long before they realized what a great workout you can get just from a band. So you don't need to invest in dumbbells if that's not available to you. Or if you're not sure you want to go to a gym and you just want to work out at home, you can get a great workout from bands. So that's your band pull apart. Now we're going to go back into our plank, which we did in workout 1. I am focusing a lot on our abs. As women, that's a trouble spot for us. It's a spot I struggle with all the time. And as humans, especially in our lifestyle today, our abs are one of the weakest muscles in our body. even though it's one of the largest. And I want you to think of your abs not as here, right? We tend to think that. We think of crunches and all of that. Your abs are actually a corset that wrap right around your body. And so we want all of this to be strong. It helps to pull us up and stand straight, stand in our power. So I'm gonna put a timer on today. We're gonna go into our plank. You can do an elevated plank on a chair. I'm gonna have that in an inset for you. I'm gonna do a full forearm plank, and we're gonna do 20 seconds. But we're gonna do 3 of them in a row. So today's a real challenge. I'm gonna give you about 30 seconds in between. So I'm gonna start the timer and then we'll get going. All right, my timer's ready. Are you ready? We can do this. Here we go. I'm gonna move my dumbbells. So again, how I like to start in a plank is I start in my tabletop, because then I know that my arms, my shoulders are stacked over my wrist, which is where I wanna be. Then I can go down to my forearms. I'm gonna hit my timer. Stretch my legs out. I'm gonna tuck my bottom. Ready? 3, 2, 1. We're on. 20 seconds. Pulling that belly button in. Big breaths. And down. Don't get too comfortable. We got 2 more of these. I'm going to give you about a 10-second warning to get into position. Getting ready. Drop to your forearms. Ready, 5 seconds. We're going to get our legs in position. Here we go. Next, relaxed. Shoulders are down. Focus on your breath. Hi. 1 to go. Great work, you guys. Feel your abs shaking. Feel your legs shaking. That's hard work. It won't be easy, but I promise you it'll be worth it. In position, 5 seconds. Tuck that bum in. Pull your belly button in a little. Excellent. Great work. Whew. Let's give ourselves a minute there. Zoe's gone off to the side to watch us. I'm just going to switch our timer one more time. We're going to finish with a little bit of cardio. Again, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Football run. Again, if you're not comfortable doing this in bare feet, then you may want to pause the video, get your shoes on. We are going to run a little bit more than hip width apart, and we're just going to move our feet really, really fast. So a little bit of body movement. We're trying to keep our body fairly still though, and I want us to be crouched forward, right? Like we're going to take off. That's the position. I'm going to start my timer. We're going in 10 seconds. So a little bit of a forward motion. I want you to stay down. Arms are at your sides. Here we go. Hang in there. Almost done. Stay low. 5. And down. Why so fast? Well, we have slow twitch and fast twitch muscles, and it's important to train both. Our fast twitch are the ones that if we're, going to hit a pickleball or going to hit a tennis swing, we need those fast twitch muscles. We're gonna go again in 5 seconds. Just getting our heart rate up, ready? Nice and strong. Here we go. Focus on your breath, stay low. Okay. I got my heart rate up. One more and you're done. Find a pace. I started a little faster than I should have in that first one, and I had a hard time hanging on to my pace. So I want you this time, really focus in, find a pace that you can maintain for your 30 seconds. Ready? Go. Come on, you only got 20 seconds left. You can do this. Look at your cheerleader knows you can do it too. Look at that tail go. Right. Hang in there. 10 seconds. Come on. Stay with your pace. Oh, everybody needs a cheerleader. Oh, nice work, everybody. That's not easy. And I got my heart rate up to about 70%, 75%. Nice little finisher, nice little boost. I decided, part of becoming a trainer was to be real with everybody. So yeah, there's gonna be days Zoe's gonna come in, Kat might walk by, you're here with me in my dining room, eventually you'll be down with me in my gym. But, as a trainer, I was really frustrated of all these picture perfect bodies, picture perfect people. We are looking to try and attain something that maybe isn't attainable to us. So when we work out together, I promise you I'll be real.